This week in Jamaica Now. Fare hike backlash. The opposition and senior citizens are not happy, but the government says the JUTC has to charge more. Court bars installation of a JTA president-elect. What the administration has to say. PNP Executive Council member hauled before the courts on fraud charges, and Jamaican entertainer Buju Banton gets the go-ahead to take his case to the appeals court. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
The Gleaner turns 180 this September.
And to celebrate,
we're running for charity.
So join us Saturday, September 13 for the Gleaner 180 5K run.
Register online at jamaica-gleaner.com/180run. Cost $1,000.
Includes entry to our breakfast party.
First 1,000 people to register will get limited edition prizes.
Proceeds go to the physiotherapy department at the University Hospital and PALS Jamaica.
That's the Gleaner's 180 5K run, Saturday, September 13, starting at 6:30 a.m. on North Street in the city of Kingston.
The Gleaner, fit for 180,
fit for life.
I'm Carleen Brown, and this is Jamaica Now. The opposition Jamaica Labour Party has vowed that it will take to the streets as it presses the government to roll back fare increases for the Jamaica Urban Transit Company buses. In announcing the new fare structure, Transport Minister Dr. Omar Davies said the government had no choice but to increase the fares because of higher operational expenses at the JUTC.
In April to July, for fuel, April to July of 2014, cost of fuel was $685 million compared to $500 million for the same period last year, an increase of 37%. And anybody here who operates a motor vehicle would know that's a reality. Tires for those two periods, 62 million this year and 37 million last year, an increase of 68%. And in terms of the repairs and maintenance, this year 405 million compared to 142 million. This reflects the changes in the cost of the spare parts, because the spare parts are coming from Europe.
However, opposition leader Andrew Holness has described the fare increase as cruel and unconscionable.
Plain and straight, we're not supporting it. It is a travesty, a grave injustice, inconsiderate and wicked for the government to come to the country with another fare increase. If I am the only man standing up in half a tree against it, I will be standing up in half a tree against it. All those who want to join me, listen out for it. We're opposed to it.
The opposition insists that Jamaicans, especially senior citizens, are being burdened by the high cost of living and cannot take any more increases. The Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, says it's looking at its options to resolve the court battle between the union and defeated presidential election candidate Georgia War Richards. The Supreme Court last week granted an application for an injunction blocking her rival Norman Allen from being proclaimed, declared or affirmed as the JTA's president-elect for 2014. The court development came days ahead of the JTA's annual conference where Mr. Allen was expected to be installed. The conference was held in Montego Bay from August 21 to 23. Initially, Mrs. War Richards had been declared the winner, polling 6,079 votes to Allen's 5,996 votes. However, Mr. Allen disagreed with the outcome and took the matter to court, demanding a recount. Following the recount, Mr. Allen was declared the winner after he received 5,977 votes, while Mrs. War Richards polled 5,798 votes. But War Richards insisted that something had gone wrong and secured an injunction barring Allen's installation until the matter is settled. A leading social commentator has raised doubt as to whether the cabinet subcommittee established to review the treatment of people in police custody will make any difference. Horace Levy, a member of the Jamaica Civil Service Coalition, says he doesn't foresee a successful outcome of this effort if the police will ultimately be asked to implement the recommendations of the committee. According to Mr. Levy, this is simply because Jamaicans do not trust the police.
Is the administration going to maintain an ongoing monitoring an insistence on strict observation by the police of the old and whatever new regulations are put in. That is the question. And I don't know that the committee itself is going to do this. What's going to happen on the ground?
The establishment of the Cabinet Subcommittee follows the August 3 beating of construction worker Mario Dean while in lockup at the Barnett Street Police Station. He died in hospital 3 days later. The ruling People's National Party has reserved comments after a member of its powerful National Executive Council was arrested on fraud-related charges. 58-year-old engineer Donovan Bisesa is accused of being a part of a scheme to defraud the National Water Commission of millions of dollars. He's jointly charged with 31-year-old quantity surveyor Jesse Goss. Both men were each granted $1.5 million bail when they appeared in court last week. A date is yet to be set for a hearing into the latest appeal by Grammy Award-winning reggae star Buju Banton. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta has agreed to hear oral arguments on the case. Banton, whose real name is Mark Myrie, is serving a 10-year sentence for convictions on cocaine conspiracy and trafficking charges stemming from a 2009 arrest that followed a sting operation. However, Banton has maintained his innocence and says he was entrapped by the United States government. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Carleen Brown, and as we go, Jamaicans react to the bus fare hike announced by the JUTC.
The pressure in for poor people, you see what I say? Really hard. So, them should have put it in a consideration still, or put it out to the public and hear them view before them do them thing. And I said them to stop force things from people now full time, hear the people them voice. So I say?
You say if them raise the bus here, JUTC now go get the amount of money where them forget, because everybody are going to take the taxi, we stop at one fare. $100 at one fare, the $120 on the bus, the people them now go take the bus. So them and the police, the taxi and the police, always are in a problem.
The children, they will make it stay to $20, but the adults, they can raise it, but not so much.
If the people can afford it, it's country in a rough situation, you know. And the $20, they know, I see it going to be a chaos to the people them to find change, or they're going to find a change to give the people them. I don't think the people them have it.
No, we can't manage it, especially the children them and the old people them, we can't manage it.
I think say the $20 is quite reasonable if you're a taxi driver, because almost every Thursday gas raise. I mean, car pass is very expensive. So everybody I feel a little pinch it still, and you have to understand say bus fare is just like about $1 US. You understand? So I think say boy, the people them so far, me them talk about say them supposed to boycott. Nobody now boycott on today. You understand? So I think it's gonna work. I don't think it's a problem. I think some people that make too much out of nothing.
It's outright wrong. Because if the people can't afford 100, or you take 120.
I don't feel like bus fare should have increased. Because all the economy set right now, minimum wage, I don't believe that the people can manage it. You have people who go to work and get all $6,000 per week, and them have two people go to school, one go basic, one go high. No, I don't say the bus fare should have raised. None at all. I don't go with that one day.